Alright guys, I am back and this is going to be week 6, episode 3. Okay, so we're working with this little pocket. So I made a big card for the back, made a tag for this one, and then as the secret little one, we have, and we'll need to add something to it so it doesn't get lost in there, but then we have this little guy right here in a little secret pocket. Which isn't so secret if, you know, it's hanging out there and we put a little bit of lace, right? Anyways, okay guys, and I usually try to give you rough estimates. So I am using a 6.5 by 3.5 for the back one. The tag size is 5 by 3. And then the little card is just like 3.25 by 2.25. Okay, so all pretty straightforward. I'm just going to ink real quick and then we'll get to gluing. So I hope your Friday is going all right. I'm filming this, I don't know, today's like the 13th, I think. The 14th. No, it's the 14th. Oh, crud. I need to send a couple of texts. Got some birthdays today that I haven't quite gotten sent out. Aren't these little puppies just so cute? I love this. I am loving this year's challenge, guys. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know really what to talk about. I mean, by now you guys all know that I'm getting married. And we've decided on like a simple service, or like not even a service, just like super simple. Just a few close friends and family. And we're not even like, I mean, obviously we're dressing up a little bit, but definitely not doing like the big flowy white wedding gown. I found a couple of things that I like as far as dresses, but I haven't really found the right one. I just really want it kind of gauzy and like a light lavender or like a very light like denim blue, and like a cream color. So I don't know, I'll probably get serious about it in the next month or two. And yeah, I mean, he doesn't, you know, nice dress shirt, that sort of thing. He's, like I said, he's a lot like me. He's a super simple man, and doesn't really get worked up about nothing, and he doesn't want to spend a ton of money on a wedding, and neither do I. And so yeah, like I said, it's gonna be super simple, small little gathering afterwards. Yeah, so so let's get to gluing, and then we'll do the trimming all at once too. That one's still sticky from the last video I just did, so we'll just start out with a fresh page. And well, not that one. This book is proving to have pretty stiff pages, so I was thinking that it'll end up being a good thing to be using this on like when we do like another big episode of how do we use our book pages. Yeah, I'm loving how thick they are. There won't be a whole lot of need to like, and that little stinker is barking right outside this window. Piper! I think they hear my voice. I think that's what it gets them going, right? think I'm going to glue everything on first, and then we'll do the trimming and the corner rounding and inking. We just streamline it. It seems to go faster that way. Okay, let's do the next size. I don't know if I asked you this or not yet, but I hope you guys are all doing well. I think I did. I'm sure you guys get kind of tired of me asking multiple times in a video. But yeah, Grace is back into school. She's doing all right. I can see her struggling a little bit with stuff, so if you guys wouldn't mind, keep her in your prayers. She seems to be doing better. The first week, you know, is always the roughest. Okay, I think these pages will end up being good for belly bands, actually. Oof. Oh my, and I am so loving these little puppy dogs, like, and wait to, well, you guys at this point have already seen Lorna's papers, but I think they are going to go superbly with this. I almost grabbed one of those bigger ones, which, I mean, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I would have had to cut some more on camera. And I'm trying really hard not to do that these days because it's kind of obnoxious, and the dogs seem to really get activated the minute they start hearing that slicing. So, oh my gosh, it's so fun. Really needed to like stop and just create lately, because I hadn't done it really since the end of August, and so yeah, it's really helping my brain to really stop and focus on these. Oof. It's like 7:30 and I still haven't eaten dinner, so I haven't even cooked it yet. So I need to go do that. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, call it a day. I don't know, who knows, after I fix dinner, if there's enough time, I might shoot back and try to, at the very least, get like 2 or 3 more pockets ready. Maybe obviously not filmed maybe, but at least get it kind of, like everything kind of cut out like I had it here. Yeah, it does seem like I'm using a lot of book page, but it's gotta be done because I don't want sticky on everything. It's not like we're not gonna use it later, right? Oh my gosh, little stinkers. All right, look at that. Now, sorry, I got really quiet there for a minute. Go ahead and corner around these, the big and the small, get the tags going. Well, that's unfortunate. I bet you my sticky fingers kind of got in there and pulled that up a little. There we go. Yeah, so on today, we ended up taking like the long way around. He's so cute. He's like, you know, I really, because I-70 is where we were, how we went up. And the roads were wet when we went over, and then he looked this morning, and I-70 at Eisenhower Tunnel, if you know Colorado at all, at any given moment in the winter, it becomes like a death trap. So he didn't really want to take that way back because it snowed up at the Eisenhower Tunnel. And he was like, well, would you be okay if we, you know, took a little bit different route home? And I was like, okay, whatever. You find these days I don't get really worked up about nothing. And so the way he chose ended up, like with traffic and everything, took 2 hours longer than it would have if we had just gone the other way. Even with the snow, I was like, holy cow. Which, I mean, I love spending time with him, don't get me wrong. But I was just like, that took a wee bit longer than what we were thinking. I mean, again, no regrets, but yeah, so, but that put me a little bit later getting home than I was kind of thinking, again, which is okay. But yeah, so, yeah, and I guess I'm just really not feeling well tonight, and I'm hoping it's just kind of like a little tiny cold, that I can just take some, because I'm still hungry, so that tells me a couple of things. It's either allergies, or it is like a little bitty tiny cold. So and now the neighbor's dogs are barking, which is now making Piper bark. Isn't it funny how animals like play off of each other? I just find that so funny. I'll have to get that out just a tiny bit later. Okay, so there's one. Complete. I'm gonna grab this one just a little bit better. And it looks like the other one's like that too, so I better reclip that one too. So I was just kind of wool gathering, and I'll make it a long story kind of short. So a friend, a guy friend from high school, a couple of years ago was kind of going through it, needed a friend. Well, he didn't approach it as friends. I think he wanted something more. And that was like kind of right after Christian, and I just really wasn't like, I was like, nope, I will be your friend, but I don't want anything else. Not really ready to date, you know. And honestly, like, I just was never really, like, I wasn't attracted to this guy, and he was kind of living a life I wasn't really interested in. He had kind of broke away from Christ, and while I prayed for him, it just wasn't something that I was really interested in. So the last like 2 years, he's like really kind of went down a rabbit hole of not great things. And so I had not unfriended him on Facebook, but definitely like he wasn't really, like, I restricted what he could see of mine. So anyways, as we know, Charlie Kirk was killed earlier, or basically late last week. And I'm of the stance that if you find joy in that, please leave. Like, seriously, like it will not hurt my feelings if you go, if you found joy in that. So all that said, you never know what's going to be the catalyst to hit somebody's heart right where it matters, because that, for whatever reason, really hit this guy like square in his chest, and he like came back to Christ, and he's done the apology tour. And yeah, it's just kind of, isn't it just so strange the way God works, and how a listening heart and a listening mind, really, like, God's perfect timing, right? Like, he obviously wanted my friend Dave back in his fold and provided a way. I think Charlie's death will serve a lot of purpose. In my opinion, he died a martyr, and so he died a martyr's death. And yeah, I think the unfortunate loss of him is also serving the kingdom of God a larger service. So yeah, I'm not sorry that my mind wandered, but sorry that it kind of like wandered during this video, especially if you weren't anticipating something like that. But anyways, all right, so here is the pockets complete, and I think they're absolutely adorable. And yeah, so thank you for joining me in this challenge, and I will just see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.